Hi Aries, welcome. So Aries, this is going to be your reading. I'm going to start with the general spiritual messages and then we're going to go into the you versus them love reading. If you're only interested in the you versus them, feel free to click on the timestamp in the description box and it will take you straight to it. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get into it. Aries, so I also want to make note, my readings are timeless, right? Don't get caught up on the timestamps. It's just whenever this finds you, that's when you're meant to hear it. And let's go ahead and, like I said, get into it. Anyways, so I almost called you Libra when I was starting the reading, which we are getting ready to go into Libra season at the end of this month, but I don't know what that's about. Some of you may be connecting with Libra. You may have Libra in your chart. If so, when the Libra reading comes out, which will be in the next week or two, definitely check it out. But you also have the card of Cancer here. So some of you may have Cancerian energy in your chart, or that may be an influence during this time frame. This energy is very emotional, very sympathetic, very empathetic energy, very involved in your feelings, and at the same time, super intuitive energy coming through. Be careful with the mood swings, Aries, as I don't know what's been going on planetarily speaking. Well, I do know we were in 2 retrogrades. I believe one is lifting now. But it's just really been a very intense, moody, emotional type of energy for all of the collective. So you may have also been feeling, and I also got the word impulsive, some sort of impulse during, especially the last full moon that we had at the end of August. But there is the card here of maturity. So this is about taking the mature approach, not letting your emotions get the best of you, not jumping to conclusions, Aries, which is sometimes hard to do as a fire sign, especially if you have air in your chart, especially if you have Libra in your chart. But there is a hyper awareness showing up again. So listen to your intuition, Aries. It's not going to point you in the wrong direction. I feel like you can see easily through the veil of illusion right now, right? Sometimes things can feel very confusing and elusive, but I feel like you're getting some sort of reprieve, okay? Especially in Libra season, which is going to be the end of September through middle of October. You might also get a greater sense of awareness about yourself and how you really feel, Aries, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. So let's see. We're going to go a bit deeper and see what else can Aries expect. What else can Aries expect? And I want to say I have a Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston song in my head. Mariah Carey is an Aries, I believe. Whitney Houston, I think, is a Leo. But it's the song it's like the one and only song maybe they sang together, I'm not sure. But she says, I believe in miracles. No, she says, there can be miracles when you believe. Somehow you will. Check that song out. I don't actually know what the title of it is, but I'm sure if you typed in just those few lyrics into Google, it'll pull it up. It's like a very inspirational energy. And again, it's being encouraged for you, Aries, to rely heavily on your intuition, to believe that the impossible is possible. And I'm also being reminded of some of the best advice I ever got, which is, you know, oftentimes in life, we imagine worst case scenarios, right? But imagine what if, let's do a what if game. Instead of what if may go wrong, what could go right? What if it turns out better than you imagined? Allow yourself to go to that space. Allow yourself to expect positive results. Don't go into the negative thinking, Aries, because I feel like it could be really easy to do. Okay, especially as we finish out Virgo season. So you have the Queen of Swords, Justice, the Knight of Cups here, and the Four of Pentacles. So this is that hyper awareness that I was talking about. But on the flip side of that, say if you're not in the best mood, it could be almost like a hyper vigilant, blunt, not well thought out energy. All right, so be careful here. And interestingly enough, I have the card of Libra. Now, some of you are dealing with Libra, but for others of you, this is just about finding balance, right? Not needing to push the needle on everything. Some of you really want your voice to be heard, I feel. And there's kind of like this bossiness coming through the Aries energy, which is fine, right? It's all right to be your own boss, but make sure that you are not pushing it to the point where you're putting other people on edge or creating an atmosphere of fear as opposed to love, okay? This can be a very harsh energy here, and so there's a need to soften that as we go through September and find an equal balance here. Because on the other side is the Knight of Cups, which is like this very soft, in tune energy, Aries. So also be careful with keeping your emotions bottled up. I feel like things could come to the surface if you do that. I feel like there are some things that you're keeping held close to your heart, or emotions that maybe you haven't yet expressed. But unexpressed emotions can easily turn into irritation, right? Especially if you're doing it to appease another or people please. The word I got was people pleasing, which is not a very Aries-like trait, because you guys kind of go to the beat of your own drum. But for some reason, there's a caution about that, about overly appeasing others to the point that it pisses you off or irritates you, but you hold it in and you hold it in and you don't say it, and then ultimately it erupts in another way, because you can't hold on to emotions like that without it ultimately, you know, leaking out. So be careful with that energy. Let's see what else. Whoa. I can hear that song so loudly now. You believe in miracles. All right, so yeah, in the heart space, 5 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 9 of Wands, very guarded, very protective energy, very untrusting, very, at the same time, emotionally drained. Be really careful with this. You could feel completely emotionally drained as well if you overdo it or you overgive yourself. Become more aware of your emotional state, Aries, until it don't let it get the best of you, because I feel like some of you, it's like something's getting the best of you and it's creating this distance, and I actually got the word dissonance. And I just feel like this hyper guarded energy here. Hold on a second. It's like almost a sense of like feeling at odds with yourself or with another person. This is to deal with the emotional space, so it could be in regards to a relationship that, there's a lot of underlying trust issues here. There's sadness here, may even be regret around the situation, whether it's coming from you or another. There's this very guarded, defensive type of energy showing up here, and it just completely throws everything off balance when you give your focus to that. And it's like, I feel like you're bottling something up here, or that you're holding on to something that may not be very good for you, okay? So this would be a good time frame to release, okay? Release whatever this is that has you in this kind of, I don't want to say dark emotional space, but it's not the brightest, right? And it's no wonder that you might feel a little moody or maybe even a little introverted, right? Because I feel like there's a heaviness here in the emotional space. And yet we land on the Ace of Swords, 9 of Cups, which is this freeing energy, which is this clarity, this truth. So I feel like you're going to cut ties with whatever this is. Some of you are cutting ties with something that just completely drains you. I feel like it's related to another person. For some of you, multiple people, okay? Like maybe even in a work setting, but it could be in family, friends, sector, whatever. But it's a sense of like, I need to be free from this. I want to feel good, you know, I want to feel good in my body. I know what it feels like to feel good, and this doesn't feel good to me. And that's what Spirit's encouraging you to do, is pay attention to what doesn't feel good to you, because it don't feel good for a reason, you know? And it's not always advisable to take action from a not feeling good space. In fact, it's not advisable. So they want you to find a way to get yourself in a good feeling space, and then do what you need to do. Once you're clear-minded, you will know what to do, right? But I feel like, again, something getting the best of you here, and this needing to be released during this time frame, some sort of new awareness coming through around that situation. So we're going to go much deeper into this in the you versus them. But for this moment, let's get a guidance card. New beginnings. Everything in life is constantly vibrating, moving, and continuously changing and evolving. Be aware that a new beginning is on the horizon for you. Have courage and faith. Right now, life is nudging you forward. So, wow, Aries, again, all the more reason to cut ties with whatever this is that's no longer serving you as you go into your next chapter. So, now we're going to go into the you versus them and get a little bit deeper into the love portion of the reading. I'll see you in just a second. And welcome back. So now we're going to go into the you versus them. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person you may be connecting with. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it, Aries, and see what you have coming through for you. Woo. Come there. And the person you are connecting with for my Aries. That was Scorpio energy that just came out for some of you. And here we go again with the moon, the feelings, the moodiness. What is this? Pisces energy here. So this is about, again, this very sensitive, emotional energy showing up, and also at the same time, very intuitive energy, a very deja vu-y, like almost psychic type of energy showing up here. You may have a very intuitive psychic connection with this person where you like feel each other's feelings. And have you ever had one of those? I've only had one true. I mean, okay, so because I'm an empath, I do usually feel other people's emotions. But as far as like intimate relationships go, I have only had like one extreme situation where I swear I could hear that person's thought when they physically feel ill. I physically feel ill. Like that type of tie. Our moods always match, etc. So, you know, that's kind of what I'm feeling. That's why I'm giving you that example. Like, this is more than just like being able to read someone's emotions. This would be a connection where it's deeper than that, right? Like you genuinely feel each other. Okay, so let's see what else we have coming through. They have the Three of Pentacles. You have the Four of Swords. So for you, it's all about healing, restoration, getting better sleep, Aries, allowing yourself to rest, excuse me. And I also want to say, pay attention to your throat chakra, because I tried to do this video earlier and I could not stop coughing. I was coughing, 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 coughing. So what does your throat chakra mean? That means speak your truth, be vulnerable when you need to, you know, don't hold things in. Now this person has the Three of Pentacles, which is about action, so, and building up themselves, okay, or building up this union with you. So let's go further. We're going to look at your recent past, what led up to the now moment, how you see each other, and how you both genuinely feel, and the most likely outcome for my Aries recent past. We have the card of Judgment, the Ace of Pentacles, Temperance, and the King of Swords. So, Aries, recent past energy. You know, you had the Queen of Swords in your spiritual portion of the reading, and now you have the King of Swords. So I feel like, again, there's that very blunt, honest, sometimes harsh, a little bit cold energy depending on your mood, and Temperance, which is a very moody yet independent energy, and also very blunt vibes. So again, I feel like some of you, at least in the recent past, may have had to just outright say how you feel, or maybe that's what you're being encouraged to do now. And, you know, it's nice to always take the mature approach, and I'm getting the word tactile, no. Tactful. To take, it's nice when you can take the tactful approach, but let's be honest, we're not always able to do that, okay? Especially if you got a lot of air and fire in your chart. So I feel like some of you had something really serious here that you had seriously contemplated or committed yourself to, and you needed to make a decision around that, right? And I feel like for some of you, you know, it was not an easy decision, but you also had to prioritize yourself in the matter. You also had to prioritize how you felt. And maybe the action you took was harsh, or would be considered harsh, okay, by others. But for you, it was divine, is what I heard. So let's see this person's recent past. Is that stinking song still in my head? King of Swords again. Now some of you have air in your chart, or dealing with someone who does, all right? And the Tower, the Magician, the Eight of Swords. So I feel like Aries, whoever you've been connecting with, this person kind of made a mess of things, you know, with their own messy mind, with their own messy thinking. I feel like what they were trying to manifest was some sort of change here, but what they actually manifested was maybe a disaster, you know, or things did not go as planned. And I specifically got the word disaster. So I feel like this person thought and thought and thought until they overthought, until they created more of a problem than they did a solution. And that's been a learning curve for this person, right, spiritually. And we'll see how they apply that going into the now energy. So let's go further. And see how you're seeing each other in the now energy. The Chariot. The Magician. The Four of Cups. I had the song stuck in my head in the beginning of your reading. It's Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. Like, can I get it out of my head? They said something about miracles when you believe somehow you will. So from like the Lion King or something? I don't know. Something about believing in miracles. Okay, so you have the Chariot here, the Four of Cups, the Magician, the Fool. So I feel like, Aries, for you, when it comes to this person, I feel like there's some disappointment here, all right? Maybe you felt like things were moving forward, but then and manifesting some sort of new beginning. Or maybe that's what you still want, but there's this sense of detachment. There's this sense of elusiveness, of disappointment. Some of you are disappointed in the way this person moved. Like the moves that they made, the actions they took. Some of you are like waiting, you know, or we're in this waiting period of things moving forward in the hopes of manifesting, you know, something new for yourself, or some sort of new start here. I feel like it's this waiting game too, of like waiting for, some of y'all are waiting for something to manifest that's new and exciting, but you're not a vibrational match to it right now because of the way that you're thinking and the way that, you know, sometimes your mind goes into this place of waiting. Just simply being in the energy of waiting prolongs things from manifesting that are new, because the universe is never waiting on anything. Divine timing is always now, right now. Right now is the only timing there is, right? This present moment. It's ourselves that hold us away from experiencing something new by concentrating on the waiting, you know? And it's almost like, what are you waiting for? Just find your joy, find your happiness in whatever you're living right now, and let it come to you. Let yourself attract it. And that's kind of what you're being encouraged to do here, Aries, is to not allow yourself to get sucked into disappointment or waiting on something that you don't even have control over. All right. Let's see this person's perception of you in the now. What's going on with them? Strength card. The Ace of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. So this person has a lot of strong emotions, a lot of strong intuitive energy. They may be an empath or an intuit themselves, or they may just feel a extremely strong attraction or intuitive bond with you, Aries. I feel like it's all connected. Like, this person feels very connected to you on an energetic wavelength, but also they may be connected to you through like workplace, friends, family, whatever. Like, you may have commonalities with each other, or common interests, or common friends group, or something like that. Like, I just feel like I keep getting the word common. You have something in common, obviously. And I also got the word, interesting enough, common knowledge. Okay, so yeah, they feel very strongly. I feel like this person sees you as strong, as capable, as someone they love, as someone they have strong feelings for, or a strong attraction to. And it's so interesting to me that you're sitting over here in disappointment. Maybe what you're disappointed about has nothing to do with this person, but certainly it could be bleeding into the connection, right? But like, if you're disappointed in something about yourself, like, this person is not seeing that. They're not seeing that. They don't see it that way. They don't see you that way. Like, some of y'all might be getting, like, being hard on yourself or difficult, or like in your emotions, and this person is not seeing you in that light. Let's go a little bit deeper. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever gotten really down on yourself, or like disappointed in yourself, and then you talk to someone and they're like, no, I see you as capable. I see you as good. I see you like this. And, you know, and it's like, wow, really? I don't feel that way though. But it's like that. Let's see. Let's go further. The moon. How does Aries feel underneath it all? Eight of Swords, Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands, Six of Cups. Wow, Aries, lots of strong emotions underneath all of this, okay? And yet a restriction here being placed. And I feel like this is a restriction you're placing on yourself. Because I feel you feeling a lot of feelings, but I don't feel you expressing a lot of it, and just yet. But in the emotional space, it's like getting ready for what? Getting ready for more passion, getting ready to take action. And you also have the Six of Cups here, which is like your past, your childhood, like memories. What? There's like a strong undercurrent of emotions here that may or may not be being expressed. And I feel like there's a chance of you getting all in your head and then being kind of impulsive. Ooh, and be careful about going back into old patterning or going back into an old relationship. Unless that's really what you want. Let's see this person's emotional space. Whoa. Four of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Nine of Pentacles. You've got Temperance again. Let's see what this one is. The Queen of Cups. So, Aries, when it comes to this person, they feel that this is worth holding on to, you know, like, I feel like, see, now this person isn't someone who I feel like opens up just to anyone, and they've made their own mistakes in the past, but I feel like they feel you're worth it, Aries, or that there's something of value here. And it's actually like very exciting, you know, and this person is also not just looking to put time and effort and energy into the connection, but also into themselves, also into their goals, into their life, and getting very excited about that. And I get the word selective. I feel like this person is very selective. And it's like, some of you shy away from the connection. Maybe they remind you of someone, or your past has something to do with this, okay? Don't mind if you hear my child in the background. He's fine. He's just playing video games. There might still be some healing that you need to do from the past as well. So, oh, okay. Some of, you know, it's so weird. Some of you may want to like deny your feelings, but you have feelings, you know, or like you're denying the connection, but the connection is very strong, or there's some denial around this. You can't buck a true soulmate or twin flame connection. I'll tell you that. And in fact, it hurts when you try. That doesn't mean that you can't soften your perspective, though, or change the way you feel, because you can, but to outright buck a very strong connection always creates pain. You have to kind of let it run its course. You know what I mean? Emotionally. Let's see. What's the next likely outcome? Queen of Pentacles. Nine of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. Very hesitant energy here. There it is. How did I know? How did I know I was going to get the soulmate card? Some of you you're hesitant. You're not sure. if this is your soulmate, but you're lying to yourself because you know it is. Now, don't get it wrong though. You have more than one soulmate, okay? Some people get all caught up in that, like, it's my soulmate, so I got to do the Romeo and Juliet thing and sacrifice myself because I only have one. No, actually, you have multiple soulmates, right? And they're not always intimate either. Some soulmates are your friend group, your family group, you know? But they are very strong connections, and there's a purpose to them, and there's a reason why you're attracted, and there's a reason that you attracted this person into your life. And does that mean they stay forever? No, but it does mean there's value. There's value here, and some of you are very hesitant to allow yourself to see it that way or to see the value, maybe because there's healing from your past that you still need to do. But there's a sense of like having your guard up. And I felt that in the spiritual part of the reading as well. And also you being very selective, you know, like see this woman here in this depiction holding on dearly to that commitment, right? To that coin. And then in this depiction, this person here, again, very hesitant to give up their commitment or their coin, to give themselves. I feel like you're in the space where you're typically this very giving and free flying Aries, but something has shifted here where now it's hesitancy, even though there's a very strong connection here. Let's see this person's most likely future outcome. Knight of Cups. I don't know who this is. But there's the Two of Cups. Let me put it back in though, because he's kind of flew out. There's the Six of Cups. Listen, this person's been hurt too in the past, right? But they're about to throw caution to the wind. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mean to be laughing, you know, like I feel like you're kind of in a serious place, but I feel like this person's like, are we going to do this? What are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in their eyes, there's romance, there's love, there's attraction, there's attention being given, lots of thought. This person feels deeper than a soulmate. They feel like a twin flame, at least in their heart. Like, maybe this person has even questioned if that's the type of union they have here, or for some of them, they know it, you know, and they just want to sweep you off your feet, I feel, if this is resonating with you. I feel like this person kind of made a disaster in the past, but they are absolutely sure how they feel. They are wanting to give themselves to the connection. They are wanting to be seen, heard, felt, and you're over here, you know, you had to make a difficult decision in the past, whether it was related to this person or not, some disappointments and, you know, some things that have manifested up until now, and yet there's this deep emotion, there's this passion, there's this drive to kind of go towards something, but be careful about repeating your past. But I'm not saying throw caution to the wind, but now you're kind of being a little bit overly cautious here, and this person is ready. So let's get the guidance. Some of you, this is a new person. Others of you, this is someone you're already familiar with, okay? They have the card of self-love. Now is the time to love, nurture, and heal yourself. Self-love is not simply a state of mind about feeling good. It's a state of appreciation that grows and matures. Go to appreciation. You have the card of let go. So once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release the emotional constraints that have held you back in the past. Trust in the higher good and guidance of spirit. We have your best intentions in heart and will do everything to protect you. So I got that message about letting go in your spiritual reading, and there it is again. So we're going to close it out on that note. Wow, Aries, very interesting, very intriguing reading. Zodiac signs that you may be connecting with or have in your own birth chart. I have Gemini energy here, Aries, Leo, Scorpio, Pisces, Libra, Sagittarius, Pisces again, Aries, your energy, Cancerian energy again. Those are the predominant signs I'm seeing, but keep in mind it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to check me out on my other social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram. I actually have a lot more content on Facebook. If you're interested, it's Tarot Time with Dana. All of it linked in the description box below, as well as in the About section of my YouTube, where you can find the donation link. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so there. Otherwise, I'm wishing you guys the very, very, very best. And until next time, my friends, namaste. Bye.